Welcome back. Now, the family of a 6-year-old boy who was shot during a high-speed police chase in Alexandra is demanding answers from the SAPS. The boy was shot in the thigh on Tuesday during the incident, but in a statement, police say the child was knocked down. Let's cross to Masego Rahlaga, who is following this story for us. Masego, good to have you, colleague, and good morning to you. I understand that you spoke to the family of the boy. What did they tell you?
I did speak to the family yesterday, Dumelo. I spoke specifically to the boy's mother and the boy's uncle yesterday. The uncle is the one who actually witnessed part of what happened in Alexandra on Tuesday. He says he had to carry his nephew to the Alexandra clinic where there they confirmed that he was shot in the left thigh. The mother is saying that she is just concerned about how crime situations are handled in Alexandra. She says that it's a highly densely populated area, and she worries about the children who end up, getting shot or injured during police chasing people during crimes. Of course, we understand that on that Tuesday, an Audi A4, a white Audi A4, according to witnesses, was speeding across 7th Avenue in Alexandra, and police were chasing them. Police came in a Golf, I understand a white Golf, and they managed to stop the hijackers. One hijacker was shot dead and the other one was able to flee on foot. But here is the mother of the 6-year-old boy saying that she needs to know from police exactly what happened to her child and why they said in a statement that he was knocked over instead of shot.
So that's why and I thought my police are going to support as an antus. Naki feel never such on about tunye more loction, cause bana badala. No my ilu for nasa, I come cooling, maybe Nentibadala, cause bats or modi jarting and a resababon. So never such on a lotun. Uninka tabela jolly if back up at the for the medical bills, cause azang ban nai. At least think about police horror, basho interest horror. So bona never for Kakihani horri, but never some sebetsua bona. Aba latelamutu or what so, but at least think about Chebile horror, uli message one, cause Abazanga boni luriki, mushiman or kingwanyana one. That's why Bavid statement things sabona barri, one kingwanyan, basa move on, a move on.
So, Masego, what are the police saying in response to this?
Dumela, I am in fact with Gauteng Police spokesperson Mema Tapelo Peters. She's with us here in Midrand at the 10111 Command Center. Thank you very much for your time, Brigadier. Now, first of all, you heard me say that the family is concerned about the fact that the police statement said that their child was knocked over by a car, the car that was used by the hijackers, when in fact he was shot. What's your response to them saying police blatantly lied?
Well, it is unfortunate that whoever thinks that police are lying. What normally happens is that our statements are based on preliminary information at the crime scene. And in this case, that is what happened. But we are aware that the child was shot. It was brought to our attention. But I want to explain that we were actually dealing with two scenes, if I can say that, because the one was where the victims the suspect was cornered and the one was fatally shot and the other one evaded arrest. So the two members that were pursuing this hijacked vehicle were members of the flying squad. And then they were alerted of the incident that a child had been injured. But unfortunately, by the time they got to where the child was injured, the child had already been moved and taken to a clinic. And the information they got at that time was that the child had been bumped. But following later to that, when the child had been taken to hospital, we were able to confirm that the child had actually been shot. And that is why an attempted murder case was also opened, and it's going to be investigated together with the inquest.
Now, Brigadier, what's your response to the fact that people are concerned about police shooting like that and at random in Alexandra, a highly populated area? You'd remember the case of Samantha Khadebe, who caught, the bullet of a police officer because they were also chasing hijackers at the time. There's been Sizwe Mbogazi as well a few years ago who was also fatally shot, an innocent bystander. He was a father, Samantha was a mother, and now this little boy. What's your response to how police can probably just use other means, especially in areas where you'd find a lot of children, a lot of people around, the streets?
It becomes difficult, Masego. You must understand that we've also had our members shot and killed in many of these incidents by the suspects, because we found that criminals nowadays don't think twice to shoot at police. And in this instance, we were told that our members retaliated. They were not the first ones to start firing shots, but that is under investigation. And I think for the comfort of the family and everybody else, when such an incident happens, the basic thing that happens is that IPID is one of the role players that are called to the scene. So if they are suspecting that anything sinister would be happening, the IPID is there for their comfort to make sure that there was no negligence on the side of the police. It is unfortunate our criminals are very violent. The provincial commissioner is one of the things that is fighting, that he wants to reduce serious and violent crimes. Our members are forced to retaliate many of the times.
Lastly, Brigadier, the family is saying that it seemed as though police didn't care, because in the statement they even said the child was a girl. The mother says that she waited for police hoping that they would take her to the clinic. I know that earlier you said that they were, under immense pressure, but, a lot of people in Alexandra are losing hope when it comes to the police in that area.
Once again, I want to assure them that our statements are based on preliminary information. And I did say that the flying squad members, by the time they got to the scene where the child had been injured, the child had already been removed from there. So it is indeed the preliminary report that was sent to us that initially said that the child was a boy. So we are looking at this, and I want to assure them that police are working very hard, and it's for this reason that this case has actually been escalated to the trio detectives unit to investigate further.
Just my last one very quickly, sorry, Brigadier. The bullet was removed from the child's thigh yesterday. Will you be testing that bullet for ballistics to see if it was from your members, and what will happen if it is from a member of yours?
That's normally what happens. That is what actually assists in the investigation to determine, because in this instance, we're not even sure whether it was the suspect's bullet or the police's bullet. So that's definitely part of the investigation to determine who actually shot the child.
And if it's your member, what would happen to the member?
Like I said, the IPID is part of the investigating team, so that will be happening.
Thank you very much, Brigadier Matabelo Peters, speaking to us there, Dumelo, of course, from the police's side about what happened on Tuesday in Alexandra, where that 6-year-old boy was shot in the thigh.
All right, Masego, thank you so much for that update. Quite a sad and tragic one to have an innocent child being unfortunately, shot there.